Guys, this is Trenchy back again to bring you another video, and this time we're doing another 24 2020. Um, this is a kind of thing, challenge, whatever you want to call it, created by Jason from Horrific Nightmare Shayem and Joe the Horror Man from the channel The Horror Man. And pretty much what it is we do top 20 movies from a certain category that Jason picks out of a hat randomly. Well, out of a cup actually, but out of the thing he picks out, I forget what he picks out, but and we make a list. That's pretty much it. The only rules are no honorable mentions and only one per franchise. Um, this time we are doing 70s horror films. So, 70s was a great year for horror. Some people argue it's the best year for horror. I believe it's a fight between that and the 80s. They also say it's one of the best years of films, and I still think the 80s had better films, but is my favorite year personally. But 70s had some great stuff, and we're gonna get into the horror here in 70s. Coming in at number 20 is The Exorcist. I'm not the hugest fan of The Exorcist, but I do like it. It's a good film. I'm gonna rewatch it eventually and try to gain more respect for it. I think it's a very well paced film. I think it tells a really good story. Um, Linda Blair did a great acting job in it, and I think it deserves a spot on this list. So, yeah, number 20 is The Exorcist. Number 19 is Amityville Horror, a great haunted house film. Um, some people might say it's the best haunted house film of the 70s. I disagree. I think that title goes to another, but I do love Amityville Horror. I think it's a really well done film. Um, some very classic haunted house vibes that had been, that people have taken and have become just part of classic haunted house films. This is actually based off a true story. So is The Exorcist. So it's pretty cool to see the creation of this. So yeah, number 19 is Amityville Horror. Number 18 is The Island of Dr. Monroe, not to be confused with the 90s Monstrosity. Um, this is a really good one. It's kind of like a monster film, and it's kind of not. It's very well done, and it's a very interesting film that makes you think. And I really love this film. Um, there's a reason why it's on this list, and yeah, I just like this film, and I know I wish more people would have heard of this because when they think Island of Dr. Monroe, they think the 90s film, when actually this film exists and is way better than that. So yeah, if anything, check out the Island of Dr. Monroe, man. You'll like it. Uh, and that's number 18. Number 17 is Last House on the Left, just a very good Wes Craven film. Um, It's a very well done revenge story. I think they handled the dark sense of this well, like with the rape and stuff. I think they handled it very well. Um, yes, the cops in it are pretty silly, but I don't mind them. They don't really fit the tone of the film, but they're kind of funny. So I'm just like, this film's good, and you guys aren't. You guys don't fit the tone, but you're still kind of funny. So, um, but yeah, that's probably the only reason why it's kind of low on here. But I do love Last House on the Left. I love it when the parents get their revenge and some of the brutal shit that they do to these evil people, and it's just a great movie. So yeah, number 17 is Last House on the Left. Number 16 is The Wicker Man. Um, The Wicker Man, the original, again, not to be confused with the remake, which is another one that's just It's very well done movie, very creepy. I like how they use the sunlight as they show us horror in the day, and there's people wearing creepy masks, and it's kind of like the fight between what's when is forcing your will upon another culture, like when is it like crossing a line, and it's kind of like, are these people really bad people, or is it just a different culture that we don't understand? And it's interesting. and it kind of deeps and dives in that, and it's still complicated even in the ending. Yes, what they're doing is bad, but still, it's very interesting to see this whole other outlook on the world coming from these people. And our main character just wants to find this girl, but he's also kind of a dick. But I do understand where he's coming from, and it's just a very well done film. So yeah, number 16 is The Wicker Man. Number 15 is Tales from the Crypt. Just a very well done anthology movie. Um, One of my favorites. This was before the Crypt Keeper TV show, but I love how we have all these people who have died talking to each other and just telling the stories of how they died. There's a great story up here from All Through the House, which is a Christmas kind of slasher one, and it's very well done. Um, and yeah, I just really enjoy Tales from the Crypt the movie, and that's why it's number 15 on this list. But going into number 14 is The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Um, just another creepy one that's based off a true story about this guy going around Texarkana and killing people, shooting them through their windows and attacking them. It's a very creepy, very well done movie. Um, Very much a slasher in its own right. Just really disturbing, and I just really like how well the film handles it and handles the story and tells this very creepy story of this creepy ass dude who was never caught in real life. So yeah, it's just really disturbing film. You should check it out. The Town That Dread Sundown. And number 14. Number 13 is my favorite haunted house film of the 70s. Well, I haven't seen The Changeling yet, and I heard that's really good, but my favorite so far is Burnt Offerings. I love Burnt Offerings. It's got Karen Black in it, and I believe Bette Davis as well. Uh, Both do really well in their roles. Um, this has a unique twist on the haunted house film. It's just very well done. Very creepy settings, very creepy imagery. The story is great. The characters are good and well acted, and I just really like this film. I really like uh, the house itself. Um, and we find out more about this house, and it becomes like an entity itself, and it's really interesting. Like when you find out why the people are getting affected the way they are and what's happening with the house, and it all comes together in a tight, nice little bow, and it's just a very like, aha, that was smart what you did there, movie. That was smart, and I really like that. So yeah, number 13 is Burn Offerings. Coming in at number 12 is Phantasm. What can I say? Um, you'll never get another movie like this. This movie's very weird, out there. The Tall Man is a great villain, and um, you'll just you'll never see another movie like Phantasm. It's one of the most unique horror movies out there. It's very surreal, very like, is this real? Is it not real? Very weird vibing movie, and I really enjoy it for that. I think it earns a spot on this list, and I just really like the movie. So yeah, number 12 is Phantasm. Number 11 is Home for the Holidays. This one I always liked since I first saw it. It's a very well done kind of slasher drama film. It's about these girls going to visit their estranged father on Christmas, and then they believe someone is trying to kill him, which they believe is their stepmother or whatever she was. I forgot, but as the plot thickens and the girls start winding up dead one by one, they gotta find out who's killing them and stop it. It's a really good Christmas slasher. There's a lot of Christmas slashers that have come out, especially a lot in the 70s, if you count All Through the House and everything. But yeah, Home for the Holidays is just very well done, very well acted, and it always gets like kind of glanced over, and it's kind of sad for that. More people should check it out. I believe the full movie's on YouTube if you want to give it a look. So yeah, um, That's Home for the Holidays at number 11. Number 10 is the original Alien. Just a very good, very claustrophobic movie about alien in space hunting down these people one by one. You have a great character in Ripley, who is just a fantastic final girl. Sigourney Weaver plays her right, and the rest of the cast is very good as well. I believe Lance Henriksen is in this. I forget. I know he's in one of the aliens, but I believe he is in this one. Um, and yeah, it's just a very well done film. Just very well shot, very good tense scenes, and it's fucking Alien, man. It's fucking Alien. So yeah, I do prefer Aliens, the sequel, but this one's still really good. Number 9 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know this is pretty low, but there are movies I like more than this one and all the other ones below. I love Texas Chainsaw. Um, it's just very well shot, very well done. The atmosphere of this movie is dark. I love how violent it is without showing any blood. Um, like when he hits that dude with the sledgehammer and he's convulsing, you just feel that shit, and it's really powerful and really impactful. Very disturbing movie. Created a horror icon with Leatherface and set up this whole huge franchise of just sadistic fucks, which I love very much. So yeah, number 9 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Number 8 is The Car. I love The Car. I actually prefer this over Christine. I'm not the hugest fan of Christine, but I do love The Car. It's kind of like the slasher where this demonic car is just hunting people down and just killing people, and I love that. It's very creepy, very disturbing, and very just cool. It's a cool fucking movie. I especially like when the chick's talking shit at the car from the cemetery because he can't enter the cemetery because of some religious reasons and shit. And, demons can't enter, like, hollow ground or whatever. And so she's in her kitchen later or in her house, and the car just bashes through the window, like, gotcha, bitch! And runs her over. And I love that scene, and I love the car. And that's why the car is my number 8. Number 7 is Carrie. Um, just a very tragic movie based off the Stephen King book. Um, Again, this is like a tragedy horror movie about this girl with psychic powers who's picked on, and then she takes fuckers out at the prom when the joke goes too far. Um, I just love the atmosphere of this movie, the music, and you can really feel for Carrie and her situation, and for some of the kids too, because not all of them deserve to die, and it's just a horrible, fucked up situation. And yeah, it's really messed up. So yeah, number 7 is Carrie. Can't really go wrong with that film. Number 6 is Don't Look in the Basement. I love Don't Look in the Basement. I love this. It's about this girl that goes to work at this mental asylum, and shit doesn't. Shit is not as it seems. Um, there's a lot of fun cast of characters in here from a lot of memorable characters, from the guy that likes his popsicles to the war veteran, from the just really crazy, like slinky touching people guy, to the um, sex girl and the old lady that won't speak, and just a lot of just fun, rememberable characters. I really love this movie. It's just very well done and has always stuck with me. I know I'm saying that for every one of them, but that's how I feel, man. Is this movie is just very suspenseful, kind of, again, a little bit like a slasher, but this one's not really a slasher. Um, and I just really like this movie. Very done, very well suspenseful, good twist at the end, which is kind of open ended. You don't really know what's going on. Is is this person telling the truth, or is this person telling the truth, or who's what really perspective are we seeing this from? What really is happening? Is this person crazy, or is that person crazy? And it's just really good. Number 5 is When the Moon is Full, the Beast Must Die. Very good werewolf film. It's like Clue with a werewolf. Pretty much this dude invites all these people to his mansion to find out if they're a werewolf. I always loved the gimmick of this film. I ended up catching it on TV. I just really enjoy it. I really like the characters, especially our main character. Um, Peter Cushing is also in this, and he does really well. I haven't really seen him in much besides like Star Wars and some stuff, but I am gonna fix that and watch more of his films. Again, I really like how they pause to like let you guess who's the werewolf is before the reveal is done, and this is just a very fun film. One of my third favorite werewolf film of all time. When the Moon is Full, the Beast Must Die. Just very good. That's my number 5. Number 4 is the classic Black Christmas. Uh, just a very well done slasher film, very well done home invasion film. Creepy atmosphere. This movie's all about atmosphere, and it does it so well. From the creepy phone calls to the kills and the suffocations and stabbings, and just awesome movie. Um, it also has a really good first remake. We don't talk about the second one, but the first remake is also good as well. I love Black Christmas, and that's why it earns the number 4 spot. Number 3 is Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes. Just another one I really loved. I love the setting of this. I love our I love our cast of mutants. They're very well done and very creepy. There's some very disturbing scenes in this, and it's just very horrendous. And there's also a badass dog who just whoops some ass, and I love that. And yeah, The Hills Have Eyes is just awesome. If you've not seen The Hills Have Eyes, you got to check out the original 70s Hills Have Eyes. The remake is also pretty good too. But yeah, for number 3, The Hills Have Eyes. Number 2 is Jaws. Now, what can I say that hasn't been said about Jaws before? One of the most probably recognizable themes, besides probably our first number 1. Um, you got great, very well done characters with Hooper and Quint and even Brody. I'm not the hugest Sheriff Brody fan, but I do admit he's a very good done character. The shark is awesome. Yes, we don't see it a lot, but still, it leaves an impact of the film. And when we do see him, does he look the best? No, but it's still the film still makes up for that with the action and the horror and just the pacing of it, and just there's some brutal scenes in this movie, like where they show the dead girl and she has the crabs all over her, and it's just again one of Spielberg's best, and Jaws definitely deserves to be number 2, and number 1 is Halloween. You can't really go wrong with Halloween. Now, if this I I was gonna put Rocky Horror on this list, and that would have been number 1 if it was on the list, because that's one of my favorites. But in my top 10, Halloween is too. But out of every movie of all time, Rocky Horror is like my 5th favorite movie. But I went with Halloween. I went with just straight horror movies, so Rocky isn't here. But Halloween's just classic. It has a simple premise. It's done very well and it's very effective. Michael's just taking people out left and right, and it's amazing. Got a lot of creepy scenes, a lot of creepy imagery. The score is probably the most iconic score out there, and the scenes are just very well done. I love it when he's just watching her when it just shows him watching her walk down the street for like a minute. It's just very disturbing, and again, probably going to be a lot of people's number 1, and it is definitely mine. I love Halloween. So yeah, um, that is my list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry I'm a little late, but I get it done. Um, next time's theme is early 2000 slashers. That should be an interesting one, and I'm down. I'll try to get that one done for you guys sooner than I did with the 70s one. It's just, shit happened, and I started to film this. I would have had this out earlier, but then it got uh, messed up, and then I lost my list, and I had to redo my list, and just the first time I took the video, it wouldn't film all the way. It was just a mess, but I'm glad I get to finally put this out here, unless if something happens that messes that up. So, I hope you guys have a good day. Stay frosty. Thank you to Joe and Jason for creating this. And this is Trenchy signing off. People.